ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We'll chant Bhaja Govindam, shloka number 6 to 10, verses 6 to 10.
यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायो देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वं निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्त्वं निश्चलतत्त्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः.
As long as the mind has not understood the temporary, passing, fleeting nature of this world, it will still be attached to the world. And as long as it is attached to the world, it is not going to question or aspire for something higher. Like, for example, liberation that we are talking about, So it's not going to be focusing on anything higher. So first, the mind has to understand the temporary nature of this world. Mind should realize that all this is mithya and give only relative value and entertain desire to inquire and know and establish oneself in Satya, the truth. So he says, you must therefore start from what kind of company you keep at the physical level, mental level, intellectual level. What he calls as Satsanga. Verse number 9 that we saw last. It's one of the most important shlokas. It's very often quoted in many classes, in many contexts. Satsangatve nissangatvam. So if you want to get that detachment, you don't want the mind to be running towards the world like it's running now, then you must sit and inquire about the world, understand its nature. In fact, the Shastra, how they go about is, first they explain the nature of the individual, they explain the nature of the world, then they talk about the reality which is the substratum of both the individual and the world. That's how even Gita is presented. First 6 chapters talk about the individual, the nature of the individual. The middle 6 talks about the nature of the world. And then it also talks about the end, the relationship between the two, the substratum under the individual and the world, which is one and the same, which is Brahman. And it also talks about how to get there. So in the Gita, he talked about the ladder of fall. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodot Vijayate Krodat Bhavati Sammohaha Sammohat Smriti Vibramaha Smriti Bramshat Buddhinashaha Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So he said Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha. When a man muses over the sense objects at the thought level, he starts developing attachment, then desire. Then when the desire is interrupted, anger, then delusion, loss of memory, complete destruction of the personality when the intellect is destroyed. This is how he talked about the ladder of fall. So here he says how a human being can rise. So you put in a conscious effort to keep the good company. Of course, when he says good company, usually what is meant is the company of the Guru, company of the Shastra, and company of the sadhaks, who also want to know about the world, etc. Keep good company means all this. But if you go a little deeply, keep good company at the physical level, mental level, intellectual level, at all levels. So there is a difference between good and pleasant. We try to keep pleasant company, but what we need to actually keep is good company, that which will make us think independently, that which is going to make us more independent even at the physical level, a company which will make us self-sufficient, as a company that will make us free, become strong internally, rather than by pleasing and making us weak,
So I think really like company would be like something where you learn better
everything.
knowledge,
The
learn knowledge.
inputs to your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, inputs to your emotions, inputs to your intellect.
Okay.
What kind of books you read, what kind of people you keep company with all the time. See, you are working in a certain environment, so many people are there, you can have a working relationship with them. You should rather, right? But apart from that, whom are you all the time hanging around with? Shakespeare also says, tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are.
Okay.
So what kind of company you keep, that is important. So that it will help you to reflect, ponder, become more deep, rather than remain at the surface level, superficial level.
But Guruji, your company also keeps changing. But as you grow in life, then your
See,
people
he's
change.
not talking about who are around you. He's talking about whom you want to be around, whom you take steps to keep yourself around, what kind of people, what kind of books. If it's not going to help you to grow as a human being to the highest potential, which is liberation, what is the point? So, therefore he says, keep satsang, because that will make you think, question. See, when you go to a guru and the shastra, they will make you think. Automatically, that thinking and that questioning will bring about detachment. And the exaggerated value you have placed for it intellectually, which is what we call as delusion, it goes away. So it says satsangatve nissangatva, which is a non-attachment. Nissangatve nirmohatva. The unnecessary moha we have for the worldly things, that goes. Nirmohatve nischalatatva. Then you become steadfast in the pursuit of the truth. And you got to continue in that. So therefore you got to keep the company till you establish. You understand? Nischala tatve jivan mukti. See, even though you are now in a stage where you really have good amount of mumukshatva, you still have to keep that company of the guru, company of the sadhaks, so that all the time you think and discuss those things, See, what is happening when you go to the world? Their values are completely different. I want to go to that country, I want to, there the tax is less, here the tax is more, there you can buy this, there you can settle down, you will get your health free, this free. All the time they are thinking about that. We are not saying it's right or wrong. But if you also get lost in that, then you are not going to do deeper inquiry in life. Okay, you played that game at a particular time of your life. Now you should move on, grow, So therefore he says satsanga. With that satsang, it brings you to calmness, it provokes you to question. You understand? Then you begin to see the world as it is. So that exaggerated value goes away. When you see the things as it is, then you understand, these are useful for me to transact in the world, so I need it. ठीक है, जितना है, जितना needed, I will keep it. Then you control your desires, everything within that, and then you direct your thoughts towards the higher. And you get established Nischala Tattvam. The Tattvam, the essence, essential knowledge. Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. The more and more you begin to see the truth, when you have this Atma, Anatma, Viveka, and you de-identify with Anatma and identify with Atma more and more, as you think, so shall you become. So you realize the self, you become Brahman. That's why it's very important to keep that company, satsang, till we become realized. Because any minute we can get involved there. Even on the seat of meditation, a person can get completely involved. The thought of when will I get realization? Am I progressing? You may get involved there itself. So having come to spiritual field, having come to that last stage where you are meditating, there also you may get involved. So you should not get involved in any stage. You must continue. And at the same time, you can't think, okay, now I've evolved so much that, what do I care about satsang and all that? No. He says, no, the rasa lingers. He says in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva vartate. I think shloka number 59, chapter 2 of the Gita. He says, sense objects turn away from a ban of abstinence. Right? Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinaha. Rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishtva vartate. But the rasa lingers. The rasa also goes away. When? Param drishtva vartate. Upon seeing the Supreme. Only when you get established. Till then, it will do something or the other. You never know where you will fall. So that Vishwamitra's story also tells us the same thing. Vishwamitra could have easily handled, Swami Vishwamitra, he could have handled any temptations. So Swamiji says he purposely put himself in a situation to educate the humanity. Don't take it for granted. Which temptation, where you will fall. Should therefore continue doing your sadhana. Yeah. So, therefore, he says, you must continue the satsang. You cannot afford to give up your studies, especially, inquiry. And everything that helps you to continue that inquiry. See, a lot of people ask me, sir, next few weeks we'll be traveling, so I don't know whether I'll be able to study this thing, that thing. So I ask them, are you packing your jogging shoes? Have you packed? Oh, of course. Of course I've packed my jogging shoes. Because morning I'll go for my walk. I'm even carrying my yoga mat. Because I will do yoga there. Then what about packing your books? You understand? You have time for all this. But you don't have time for taking your book with you, where you can sit. If not for 1 hour, 15 minutes or so, at least half an hour. Can you not sit and reflect? Understand? Just like you need to constantly exercising to keep your body fit, you need to constantly exercise your buddhi to keep it fit. It's very easy. That's why in our tradition we have every evening, they say you switch on, you light the lamp. By 6 o'clock, you light the lamp. Old ladies, if they are there at home, they get agitated. You fellows, what are you guys doing, man? Not lighting the lamp. Light the lamp. Otherwise, you'll plunge into darkness. What all germs will be there, what all will be there, you don't know. So you should never keep yourself in darkness. You should always keep yourself in light. You understand? Therefore, you must continue with that satsang. Even in certain other paths, when the Shishya is initiated into certain mantra, they give certain initiation, and then certain mantras are given to the Shishya, and certain practices are taught. They are supposed to continue doing that practice. See, only then the spark will become a conflagration. Few days you don't do that fanning of the spark, it will die. Similarly, whatever you've been studying, reflecting, few days you don't study, reflect, and you are contacting the world, slowly you will find again those values for the world coming up, and getting back to the schedule becomes difficult. Getting back to the schedule becomes difficult. That's why you should understand the importance of all this. I cannot afford to leave this. Swamiji very light-heartedly says, when I go for my lectures, whether within India or abroad, I go only for 5 to 7 days. No, he says, I come and talk for 5-7 days. I know very well that I'm not able to change you. But if I stay more than 5-7 days, you will change me. So I'll run away from you, he says. Not literally. But the thing is, it is so powerful. We have been having this association with this world for so long. And in the world outside, that is what they value. They all the time they will be talking about it. So, if you're not careful, you may be completely swayed away. So you got to keep yourself protected. It's very important. He says. That is very, very much needed. It's not easy. Without the company to sit and reflect, you're finding it difficult, no? You understand? So therefore he says, Satsangatve Nissangatvam, detachment. Nissangatve Nirmohatvam. Is moha, delusion, which is exaggerated value that we have kept for this world. Intellect, instead of seeing the reality which is underlying, intellect is having value for this world as the mind is desiring, and the intellect is now scheming and planning as to how we can acquire that more and more. An equipment which can help you to see the truth is now helping you to procure more and more, indulge in the world more and more. So therefore, you see that correctly. Then you say, okay, all this is temporary, passing, fleeting. I should pursue the reality and become more and more steadfast in that. Nischala Tattva. Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. When you get established in the reality, then you attain Jivan Mukti. Once you have attained Jivan Mukti, then being in the world, all things and beings around you, nothing can touch you. Now that is not what happens. Few days we go and stay in some place, we pick up that accent. We start talking in that language. It's difficult, isn't it? It's not easy. We start getting colored. The mind starts getting colored. How to be free. You should be able to go into any environment but come back without any taint. You understand? So that is Jivan Mukti. You attain self-realization, he says. Jivan Mukti means liberation while being alive. While you are alive, you are liberated. So technically what is that? Sanchita vasanas are exhausted. Thereafter, that person is only living due to prarabdha vasana. But from all practical purposes, from that person's point of view, there are no more vasanas left. He or she has attained Jivan Mukti. Liberation while being alive. Then just exhaust the prarabdha vasana through experience. And then when that is also exhausted, the body is given up. That stage we call it as Mahasamadhi. Total liberation. You understand? And once that has happened, thereafter there is no more birth. Scriptures say, Yad gatva nani vartante. Having gone there, there is no more coming back business. Thereafter, no more birth, no more death, nothing. So, till you get established there, you must continue. So, some people ask, how do we know whether I've reached there? When you wake up, don't you know that you've woken up? Or do you go and ask somebody else, please, do you think I've woken up? I hope not. Right? When you woke up, you know that you've woken up. You also know who all has woken up. So, you don't need confirmation from anybody else as to whether you've woken up or not. So, when you wake up, you know. Next, shloka number 10.
What do you mean by nischal?
Nischala tattva.
What does nischal mean?
Steady, yeah. Absolute steadfastness. Nischala tattva. So, you get established steadily in the truths of life, realities of life. Next shloka, shloka number 10.
वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः.
So this samsar that is torturing us today, what is this samsar we need to understand? Is it outside or is it within? Adi Shankara says it is not outside, it is within. Samsar is not your possessions. Samsar is your possessiveness. It is in your head. So, when you gain the knowledge, that goes. So, to emphasize that, he is bringing in few examples from the world and explains to us the cause and effect relationship. And through that he wants to say the solution for samsara is what? So he says, Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha. Kama means lustful play. Kama vikara means lustful play. Vayasi gate kaha kama vikara. Even assuming the desires are still there, but the body is not cooperating. So that person cannot be in the lustful play thereafter. Because age is gone. You understand? Vayasi gate kaha kama vikaraha. The cause effect. Body has become so weak. How can he or she indulge in the kama vikara? So this is the cause, he says, it's gone. When age is gone, where is the play of lust? See, when we say lust, lust means exaggerated craving or desire for anything. It's called lust. Then he gives another example. He says, Sushke nire kaha kasaraha. When water has dried, where is the lake? In Chennai, we have a place. Like that, many places are there, but I'm talking about one particular place where it's a tank bund road, lake view road, those kind of roads are there. Koi lake hi nahi udhar. You understand? If you go around, lake view bol rahe, kahan hai lake? People who have born there, died there, they have never seen lake. Like you said, ek zamane mein hota tha shayad. You understand? But it's dried. And then we have all reclaimed it, built houses. You understand? And when it rains, gets flooded, obviously. You understand? So, when the water is dried, where is lake? Cause is not there. How can there be effect? You understand? So, only as long as there is water, there will be lake. Otherwise, it's just a barren land. Understand? People go and start living there, na? Slowly they occupy the place. and then it becomes one small town. After some time, you won't have any clue of lake having existed there. It becomes history. You understand? So, he says, when age is gone, where is the lustful play? When water has dried, where is the lake? And then he says, when wealth is gone, where is the retinue? Kshine vitte kaha parivaraha. Where is the retinue? Where is the following? Where is relationship? Nothing. But these are the things with which we take so much pride, no? Right? So, he's saying, when the cause is gone, there is no effect. So, what is the cause of samsara? The cause of samsara is ignorance. Ignorance of your true nature. So, that solution for ignorance of your true nature is what? Knowledge of your true nature. Knowledge of the self. So, he says, Jnate tatve kaha samsaraha. Once you know the reality, where is the samsara? Where is the terrestrial entanglement? Where is your mind going to be preoccupied with the world? So that samsara is in your head. For that to go, you need to bring in knowledge. So he is emphasizing the importance of knowledge. He is emphasizing the importance of spending your time in gaining that knowledge and establishing yourself in that knowledge. Even little bit of knowledge goes in, to that extent, your affectations in life comes down. You quickly bounce back. Earlier, you were affected for years or months. Now, it would have come down to few days maybe. Then it should reduce further to few hours. Then it will reduce to few seconds.
When does this happen?
Then it will reduce to nothing at all.
When does this happen?
What when did?
This moment?
When the knowledge goes on establishing in you. Till the knowledge is not established, it's there only as intelligence in you.
Right.
It will not help. But to the extent you have digested the knowledge. Yeah.
No, it's good because you can actually see this shortening, this period shortening.
Yes. Because as you are reflecting, na?
Yeah.
People say, sir, I've been studying for so long, still my problems are continuing. It's in fact becoming worse. I don't know what to do. So what we tell them is, what you are doing is, you are consuming the information without really digesting it. What is the use? You understand? But little bit knowledge also, if you start digesting, to that extent, it won't have, the world will not have the same effect on you. So the effect is not because of the world, it's because of your attachment to the world. See, I give this example in the class. When you buy a new jewelry for a wedding, right, you put it outside so that everybody can see it. And especially your friends, your family who come there should see it and appreciate. Oh, it's very nice. Especially it looks very pretty on you. You understand? Oh, you also look pretty. You understand? So you want that, right? But now, supposing nobody noticed, you get highly agitated. But in the house, your maid did not notice it. Or even if she noticed, she didn't pass any comment about it. Did you get affected? No. She is also a human being.
Yeah.
She might have seen it, not seen it, but she didn't say anything about it. But you are not affected. But why did you get affected there only?
Why?
Because you've kept value there, na? Your mind has a value for it. Therefore you are affected. So it's not, the reason is not that they did not appreciate. The reason is you had value there. It's here within you. It's not outside. So this samsara is inside, in your head. That you have to only break. So what is the, point in saying, okay, hereafter I will not go to any weddings. Just because you stop going to weddings or parties. Right? See, when you grow, naturally there is no craving or dependency to be in a crowd. He's going to talk about that in sloka number 19. You understand? That is different. But you're not against the crowd. You see? So just by getting out of the world, your samsara is not going to end. That's what a lot of people do. When I'm working, I get agitated. So what do? Stop working 10 days. I'll go to Mauritius, I'll go to Maldives, I'll go here, there, be in a spa, enjoy, and I'll come. And you also find that, yeah. When I left the work and went there, I was enjoying, relaxed. But when I again come back, you have to come back, no? Stomach is there. What to do? You understand? You have to eat to survive. So you will get back. When you get there, again you find yourself getting stressed. So you think it is work that is bringing stress. Because when I leave that, I'm feeling fine. When I get back, again stress is coming. So work is only giving me stress. There is another reason which you are not thinking. When you get back, you are getting back with the same attitude. Try and change the attitude and see. Instead of going to take, go to give now. See if you are getting the same stress. Instead of engaging in work with labor attitude, engage in work with love attitude, with love. See whether it still stresses you. So then, what is the problem? The problem is not to work. The problem is your approach, your attitude to work. You understand? Similarly, this samsara is in your head. You started work. This is a good thing. Engaging yourself positively, contributing to the society, to your family, yourself. Good only. You understand? But then, now, you cannot live without work. I can't take off, it's so much work is there. Which means what? Now it's started occupying space in your head. That is what is called as samsara. You become so involved mentally. You think you are irreplaceable, indispensable. Understand? Then you are completely in samsara. Totally. It's not easy. Not at all easy. So even in the spiritual field, supposing you are teaching, as you teach slowly, you will have some students following you, and then you will have some following, That is also, you have to be careful, you don't get involved there also. Otherwise you cannot leave. The purpose was completely different. Then you get involved. You understand? Same, Guru also should not get involved, nor should the Sishyas get involved. You understand? You can have gratitude, all that. But the path is, you have to move towards the self-liberation. Not get stuck. That's why Swamiji says, do not sell your personality to any being or institute or anything for that matter. You understand? You go to a hospital to get well and leave that hospital, not stay there permanently. A very nice place. City se thoda bahar bhi hai, pollution kam hai, people are taking care of me, and in fact it is cheaper for me here than spending in the house. And everything they have given me, so I might as well stay here. You understand? Will you say like that? You understand? So therefore, the samsara, when you say samsara, it's mental preoccupation. For transaction purpose, for survival purpose, we need to contact the world. Fine, contact. But as you contact, slowly the impressions start happening in your head. And after a long time, the impression starts becoming consolidated and they become vasanas. Now, the roots have now strongly established. It's gone deep inside the earth. I cannot be without it. Then you become very insecure. Usko kya ho gaya? He's not called me only for a few days, yeah? Pata nahi kya ho gaya? You understand? Maybe he or she was busy. Oh, no, not called. Okay, let me find out. So you start becoming more and more, this is called samsara, no? So that is what he's saying. When the age is gone, there is no lustful play. When there is no water, you cannot call it lake. Kas is gone, no effect. Similarly, when wealth is gone, kshine vitte, kaha parivaraha. What are you talking about, man? Wealth or the capacity is gone. The position is gone. No more people. I told you, you go and see ex-MLA's house, ex-MP's house के बाहर कितने लोग हैं vis-a-vis the current MLA, current MP. And that too, if the current MP is a minister, और ज़्यादा होगा. The moment the power gone, nobody is there. Instantly you will see this. So, kshine vitte kaha parivaraha. So, when you understand the truth about this, why do you want to be preoccupied with that? You might as well be preoccupied with what is good for you, what is permanent for you. So, therefore, you start pulling out time from all these preoccupations, and then you will have time to do the good things for you. See, today what is the complaint? No time, sir. No time. When you say no time, what does it mean? No time means you have no priority for it. You have priority for all the other things. People say, busy. Okay, when can we meet? Next 2 years we cannot meet. Are, such a busy fellow you are. You understand? I even asked for, it's like getting US visa appointment nowadays. You understand? इतना busy है आप क्या कर रहे हैं? What is happening? You understand? So what is this? A person who is well organized will have some time to give you. If not this week, next week, sometime she will be able to give you. So this only shows that you are so distracted into so many things that you do not have the priority for this. You understand? So, kshine vitte kaha parivaraha. But you are now preoccupied with the wealth. Right? When the age is gone, youth, lust is gone, lust play is gone. So, but you are now so much preoccupied in the age. Why are you preoccupied in all these things which will anyway go? That doesn't, see, preoccupation is different from occupation. This is where we make mistakes. We misunderstand. Arey yaar, what is this? He is not saying don't take care of your health.
But don't get obsessed.
You understand?
That's
He is not saying don't take care of your wealth. He is not saying all this. He is only saying, why should it be preoccupying you? That preoccupation ko hatana. And then you will have enough time and mind will be there to engage yourself in the knowledge of the higher. When you engage yourself in the knowledge of the higher, you get total solution. What is the solution? The very cause is removed. When the ignorance is removed, no effect. It's a permanent solution. But what you are doing in the world is what? See, when you have manifested in this world as the individual, that limited ego, there is this sense of insecurity. You understand? So due to the sense of insecurity, what you do? You run after wealth and all that. You want to feel young, etc. Right? So you are doing all that. But they all will give you only temporary solution. They are like applying balm. But the root cause of this insecurity is what? A sense of separateness, ego. That itself will be removed through knowledge. Then what are you getting? Permanent solution. You understand? So that's what he's saying. The permanent solution is knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. Again and again and again he will repeat it till you get fed up. Till you get fed up and you say, okay, I'll read. And you start reading and reflecting. Or you say, enough is enough, I'll leave this fellow. I don't want Adi Shankaracharya. I don't want this Mahatma. I'll go to some other Mahatma. You may say that. You understand? You won't really say if you really put in effort in the right direction. So he says, when knowledge of reality arises, it's like when the sun rises, the snow goes away. Melts and goes away. As long as the sun has not risen, snow continues to exist. Therefore, you must put in effort and start gaining this knowledge. When he says knowledge, it's not the information. Reflecting upon this reality. Inquiry, self-inquiry, very important. See, there is this chapter in Vedanta treatise book by Swamiji. It's called self-analysis. With reference to my body, mind, intellect, my experiences, who am I? Am I the body? Am I the mind? Am I the intellect? Am I the waker? Am I the dreamer? Am I the deep sleeper? Who am I? I need to constantly do this analysis so that I don't get compartmentalized in something. Somewhere down the line we have compartmentalized ourselves. We are only compartmentalizing ourselves. It's entirely in our hands. Whether we look at ourselves as whole, WHOLE, or as a part. You understand? For that we need to think. We are today thinking ourselves to be a part. But the vision Adi Shankara is trying to give us is to see ourselves as the whole. The part is insecure, the whole is not insecure. You understand? So therefore, when you reflect, think, and have a different perspective, it doesn't affect you anymore. Doesn't bother you anymore. So, that knowledge we need to gain. Put in the effort to gain that knowledge. Because that is only going to remove the samsara. Till that inquiry you have not done. You cannot give that inquiry to somebody else. You can listen to lectures. But reflecting you have to do quietly. You have to ask question and get out. You have to get out. Guru cannot help you to get out. Guru is giving you information, knowledge, everything. With that you think, you get that perception, you are out. You don't get that perception, you still think you are the part, you still continue to be there. But the day you get that perception, you are out.
Does it not happen like automatically without the effort, that if you're just in the study, that study will automatically percolate inside you?
See, when you say study, what do you mean by study? If you are studying, it should be Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana.
No, but how do I know
Listening,
that is correct?
reflecting, meditating. If it's only listening, no reflecting, then what's the point? It won't help you. So when you say study, it means all this.
But Guruji, supposing I'm listening and then I'm inferring it, right? I'm also inferring it from my experiences of life and from my beliefs.
Reflection is that only. When you say inferring, reflection means whatever you studied in the class, either through the book or by Swamiji, Guru, whatever, you have to reflect with reference to your experience, your perceptions, compare it and contrast it and draw the truth, and then continue being in it repeatedly till you get established. That is called study. All this is called study. If your effort just stops in listening, you won't get established in the reality. And obviously you will be functioning in the world. Then the world will pull you. Before you realize, you will be continuously involved. There are people involved in moving from one class to another, one book to another. As if another book is going to say something different. There are innumerable texts in our country, in our culture. You understand? How many are there? My God, unbelievable. Now, you cannot read everything. That's why Swamiji says it is not the length of study that matters. It is the depth of study. You understand? Oh, I have not studied this. I have not studied that. Oh, I want to study that. Okay, he is teaching that. Okay, let me go there. She is teaching that. Okay, I will go there. Are? Doesn't matter. You want to go there, fine, go there. But at least question, reflect, think there. Wherever you are able to question, reflect, think, there you will get the knowledge. There you will get that perception. Then you will see yourself as whole. See, when you see a person as different from each other, fear is there. The moment we see them as one, Indians, human beings, when the common denominator comes, the fear goes. The fear and insecurity, one of the main reasons is what? Sense of separateness. You understand? The moment oneness comes, fear goes. So how you see, that's what matters. How you look at, that's what matters. It's very interesting, Even this pet dogs and all that. Initially, maybe due to some experience or whatever, people have some fear, But slowly, when you understand, okay, end of the day, they have their own traits. They behave in that way, And you start seeing like that, you are not having that much fear like before. And you will see that even the dog is not so much barking at you like before. Things are changing, as your mind changes. It's very interesting. So therefore, he says, the knowledge of reality, when it arises, there is no terrestrial entanglement. You move from one experience to another without any involvement. One of the examples that Swamiji often gives is, you go to some party in somebody's house, so many people come, all your friends, you all have some get together for 3-4 hours, you sit, chit chat, dance, have food, everything. Karne ke baad, chalo, bye. And then you said bye. And they said, okay, bye. Why can't you stay for another half an hour, 1 hour and go? No, yaar, I have to go really, Acha, theek hai. Chalo, theek hai, I'll come, walk up to your car. They'll come. And in between again 20 minutes you stand and start talking. And then after 20 minutes, arey, chalna, zaruri hai, I have to go. And then you go sit, and then you start the car, open the window, and then talk for 20 minutes. Car also is running. You understand? You said bye, why don't you go? You don't go, they also don't allow you to go. And then time to ho gaya, der ho gaya, to khana tayar hai, dinner kha ke jao. Then dinner, so jao, kal subah chale jao. You understand? Isn't that what happens? So, in other words, this is called terrestrial entanglement. This is called entanglement. You understand? Mind gets completely preoccupied, involved. Totally. You know very well you are going to watch a movie and you know the genre is horror, but you've seen it's a very popular movie, everybody says it's very nice and all that, So you go there, you have ordered your popcorn, everything, nice chair, everything, with pushback seat you ordered. And you're sitting down, relaxed, slowly the movie starts, you get involved. Your heart starts pumping very fast. And halfway through you say, Arey Baba, I can't see this movie anymore, I'm going home. Because you got completely involved. It's just a movie. You understand? This is what is happening to all of us. We are studying, trying to get that perception, the vision that sages are giving us, the vision that they are having. Wise. Right? Temporarily, with their help, we are seeing it. See, now, you go to watch a match, let's say. Cricket match is happening, IPL is going on now. You as a, let's say, a small child is going with a father to watch the match. But there are so many people sitting, the child, those sitting on this chair, not able to see. So what the father do? He will keep the child on his shoulder, he will make him sit, and then he will see. Right? Now, that is fine. But slowly the child has to grow to some height. Then he can also have the same angle of vision the father had. So similarly, when we come to the scriptures, when we come to the Guru, they are keeping us on their shoulders and then making us see that. Now I have to put in effort. Like they advertise, no. You're growing up child, you have to drink this, then only you'll grow. It has complete vitamin, incomplete. Whether it has and all, I don't know. Right? But they keep saying, hey, wo hai, piro. And then they show this fellow took that and he's grown taller than everybody else. You understand? Like Hanumanji. You understand? So, all this you see. Right? So, in other words, initially when you are taking the support of the satsang, guru, shastra and everything, it's like sitting on the shoulder of your father and having that vision, nice clear vision. But, after some time what happens? You get down, you start moving with your circle. You understand? And you stop doing reflection, then you don't grow. Then you completely become dependent. So this is what happens. Sir, after the class, 1 or 2 days, I'm fine. If the class is on Monday, Wednesday, I'm fine. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. I get so agitated. Why? Because the effect is there only that much. Because you are not independently sitting and reflecting, questioning, analyzing. Only that knowledge which settles in you, to that extent removes the preoccupation. It's difficult. You understand? The mental entanglement. So that is why he says, very important is to gain the knowledge. So, keep that as your central, most important thing. Around that you prioritize everything else, he says. But that's not what we do. For us, one of the things that we want to do is study and reflect. One of the things. He says, no, that should be the main thing around which everything else should be prioritized. But that understanding has still not come. No, that importance we have not understood. We have not realized. And once you realize, it's not very difficult. You will make sure you will prioritize everything accordingly and move on. Till then you will keep on saying, oh no, wo hai, he cannot do it without me, she cannot do it without me, wo karna padega, ye karna padega. You say all that, the Guru also understands, fine. What the Guru knows is, within this fellow is still not got that as his 100% priority. Take the example of health issue. Something seriously happens to you and the doctor says, listen, this you have to do for 1 year, so you have to be admitted there. Then you automatically do that, na? You won't say, no, it's okay, even if I die, even if I suffer, I'll be here only. No. They will also say, no, you better go there. We will handle ourselves. We genuinely think, if I'm not there, my son will not go to school. My grandchild will not get up and go. In the house, there is big Allah going on. No. Wake that fellow! He's still sleeping. And all that. And then, shower, ye karo, wo karo, shoo kadere. All that you do. And 2-3 days, if you have to go somewhere, you tell that fellow, he'll go on delay, you have to do this. So you are also ready, okay, next day you have to wake up. But he automatically wakes up. He gets ready. He wears his shoes and goes on time.
Yes,
But you are thinking, because of you it is happening. In your
It's
head.
a very typical thing that happens.
That's samsara. You understand? This is called samsara. So he is not saying don't do your occupation, don't be involved in your day-to-day, involved in the sense not to do your day-to-day activities. Everything you do. But why should you allow that to go into your head? मैं कर रहा हूँ. You understand? Why that has to be there? Why that samsara has to be there? That is because you have not done proper reflection.
No, मैं कर रहा हूँ. So can you explain that?
Without me, it will not happen.
So
Nobody seems to be interested. Everybody. See, you are so much, what do you call, involved.
No, are we giving black market value to our ego?
Yes.
Or are we actually too involved?
Both are same.
Both are same, no?
Yes, because you are giving black market value for your ego, you are too involved. In a way, if you go deeply, you don't want the other fellow to do, then you will start losing your importance also. If you go little deeply.
No, I don't know this.
You don't want the other person, if the other person becomes independent, then your value in that person's life is
Life
gone.
will go down.
You don't want the other person to become independent.
As
You
he
want
says,
independent on
You
you.
enjoy the
Independence.
independence.
And control, na?
Control and the
Maybe
importance.
maybe it will work better if you leave it.
The importance,
The
actually.
importance, the control.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So that is what he is saying. When knowledge of reality arises, when will it arise? You have to allow that to arise through questioning, reflecting, and leave it. Question, reflect, leave it, continue in your life. Then everything you will see. You know, in fact, when you continue in this field, in this way, even when you are in a party, let us say, everybody is involved. It's not that you are judging them, but naturally you will see, unnecessarily these people are so involved. It's not that you are sitting there and judging them. That is wrong. You see how much these fellows are involved. For what?
So that would
Have
be
you-
the
you know-
Sakshi Bhavna.
Yes.
You are away and
Absolutely.
you enjoy it.
You enjoy it also.
You're detached
You
and
enjoy
you're
it.
enjoying it.
You enjoy it. It's a full-time entertainment. Full-time entertainment. Up and down, 25 times a fellow goes and comes. As if, without him nothing will happen. See that how the mind is so much preoccupied. So therefore, that reflection, inquiry, alone brings in that knowledge from within. And as that arises, then that attachment, that samsara goes away. Preoccupation goes away. When you have to move into, to do it, you'll do it and get out. Easily, you'll go in, you'll do it and you get out. You won't even wait for the rewards to be given. Sometimes I see, of course it happens in a different context. Tournaments happen. There are fellows whose team has not qualified for the semi-finals, and obviously they cannot go to the finals. But in the finals, they keep giving awards for everybody who scored so much runs and all that. Some of the teams which performed very badly, one fellow in the team could have scored so well in every match. So he would be the leading run scorer. I'm talking about cricket. Right?
Yeah.
So on the day of the final, they'll say, he is the top scorer. So there is an award for him. But he didn't come to semi-finals or finals. So he's gone back to his home, or he's gone back to play some other tournament. You understand? Award is declared. But that time he is not there. So they say, on his behalf, so and so will receive it. So like that you should live. Since you do your things, whatever you have to do it to the best of your ability and keep moving. Why in your head this reward, award and all should be there? In the world, it is important to recognize others' contribution. But in your head, you should not have it. If you have it, that is called samsara. To that extent, you will be tied. To that extent, you will be affected. To that extent, even the work will suffer. And obviously, you won't get it. You understand? That's the point. And you see, when you are not even involved, you are fully doing the work, you are enjoying maximum. That's the time. To the extent you are there, you are looking for rewards and awards in your mind, to that extent it becomes a little strenuous, painful, laborious. You need the reward to soothe you. Otherwise you don't need. You may be physically tired, you may go off to sleep thereafter. That's a different thing. It's a completely different thing, isn't it? See, samsara is our doing. So we have to only undo it. What you did, how can somebody else undo it? It's a bondage that you have created in your head. You only have to go and remove it. Nobody else can remove it. You've created the bondage. So you will only have to remove. There's a very interesting story. Narad Muni, along with Lord Narayana, once had come to earth to see whether everything is going on fine. And as they were moving, apparently Narad Muni asked, Swami, what is this samsara? And they're talking about this samsara and all that. What is this? Narayanji said, Swami said, Yaar, forget about samsara and all now. I'm very thirsty. Get me some water. You understand? So there was a river nearby. So he went with a pitcher to get some water. And when he went there, he saw one beautiful lady there. Also taking water from the river. And he started getting involved in her. Very nice she looks and all that. Then he went and proposed. She also accepted the proposal. And they both got married. And they lived, produced children. And in school admission nahi mil raha. You understand? So either recommendation, other recommendation, school fees, he got involved in all the samsar. Then he said, oh Narayana, please save me from samsar. And then he got another voice coming. Where is my water, man? Which means what? Kuch nahi hua. You created all this in your head. You just went to get some water. In that fraction of few minutes or whatever, you created such a big samsara in your head. This is what we are doing.
So what is the water? So what is the water?
What is the water you are involved? What world? You go into the world, daily activities, you contact, you get involved.
The water was just to go and do your obligations. You didn't come back.
Yeah.
Finished.
And then you got involved.
Don't
This happens, no?
getting involved.
It happens. See, I am not saying it's right or wrong. But you analyze yourself. You say, I'm going there to only work. Okay?
Politics, I don't need to get into.
No, it's not politics. I'm going there only to work. You
Towards
go there.
responsibility,
And then after some time you say, no, I want to live here only. Okay, fine. Then you go through all the procedures. You get, after so much difficulty, you get the citizenship. But after getting the citizenship, then there is a law there in that country, there's law in your country, you've got properties here, you've got properties there. Oh, yeah, he's asking me to declare here, they're asking me to, yeah, kya, okay. Now, who created all this, man? You understand? Now, we are not saying it's right or wrong. We are not saying don't go and settle somewhere else. That is not what I'm saying. But you get involved, na? Who is creating all this? In your mind, you are creating it. You develop that attachment.
So you just do.
So you want the things that you think good in India also. You want the things which is good in that country also to be with you. How is that possible? So you will constantly suffer. When you are in that country, you feel like coming to India. When you are here, you feel like, I should have been there. So you are neither here nor there. Who is creating this problem? Your mind, na? So that is what he is saying. When you sit and reflect and question, it will go. If you have not done that, the cloud will be there in your head. This delusion will be there. See, people say peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure. What is this peer pressure? You think, sit and think. You understand? You ask questions. Okay, they have, should I have? Maybe they have a necessity. I don't have a necessity to have it. So I don't need it. If you question, then you cannot come under any peer pressure. If you don't question, you will come under the peer pressure. Unquestioned relationships will cause bondage. Somebody calls you on the phone and says, apply for this, you will get it free. There will be a lot of other things which they may not say. You know, they will say or they may not say, but you get attracted, you go for it, then you are caught. You cannot come back. You've taken that loan. You cannot come back. So who asked you to do? Without questioning, without analyzing. You understand? See, another example which I've given before also, when, like for example, I'm wearing this mala, as I'm talking to you, I play with this mala, right? And then I've made knots. Can I make knots or not? Without seeing the mala, as I'm talking, I can play with the mala and make knots. Right? Now, if I want to remove this knot, can I also keep on talking to you and remove the knot? No, I have to start focusing. I focus on the mala and see, okay, how this knot has happened. And then I can slowly remove it. So, unquestioned involvement in the world creates bondage and samsara. To get out of it, to extricate myself out of it, I have to consciously question, focus and get out. I think it is Omar Khayyam who says, they talked about and about, I came out of the same door I went in. It is a very interesting thing, They talked about and about, I came out of the same door I went in. What it means is, so much of lecture, talking and all that. I got fed up, I came out of the same door, there's only talking. I went in, I came out, he says. That is one meaning. But little bit I reflected, to me it seems what he's saying is, you have to get out of the place through the same door you went in. The door through which you went into the world is what? Your senses, your mind. You understand? You have to get out of it through questioning. Same door from which you have to come out. Unquestioned contacts create samsara. Now you be in it and question, you can't get out. You can't leave that and ask somewhere else. I came out of the same door, I went in. The door can take you in also, it can take you out also. You understand? Without questioning, you contact, you start forming impressions, vasanas. Now you start questioning, you won't form those vasanas. The existing vasanas also will slowly start becoming weaker and go away. So you will not have the same kind of attachment. It's very interesting, On a daily basis, if you keep on at it, attachment becomes more and more strong. Little bit you give gap and you start doing things. After some time when you meet, it won't be the same. But along with it, if you had a lot of inquiry also going in, there will be a lot of fond feeling for each other, but the same attachment won't be there. It will be love, but no attachment. You begin to understand and appreciate the space that is required for each of you. You understand? Thereafter, it won't be a burden. So that's what he's saying. The dependence will not be there. You will become free. It won't be a condition for your existence. Today it is a condition for your existence. अगर ये नहीं हुआ खत्म, वो नहीं हुआ खत्म. That is called samsara. So it's not that you, obviously when you start a business to make profits only, na? Not to make losses. So you plan, you do everything. But it's not a condition for you. The profit is not a condition for you. If it's a condition, then it's a samsara. You function as though it is a condition. You understand? But when that is not a condition, it's not burdening your mind. In fact, such a person will only be making profits long term. So that is what he's saying. Understand the cause and effect in the world, man. As long as there is age, body is fine, skin is tight, energy is there, a fellow can involve himself or herself in lustful play. But this is not going to continue forever. Slowly, in nature, they will age. And when they age, there may be desire to eat certain food, but tooth nahi hai. You understand? You want to do certain things, walking nahi ho raha. How can I get there? You understand? So you reconcile. So that's what he's saying. All this will be there only as long as it continues. And these are temporary. So don't invest yourself in those things fully. Understand that they are passing and fleeting. Why invest your everything there? Invest your efforts to the extent it is needed. But prioritize your efforts and everything. Start directing it towards the divinity. Because when you start reflecting upon that, then samsara will go. And it doesn't matter how long the samsara existed. How long you were in darkness doesn't matter. The moment you light a lamp, instantly it vanishes. So, oh my God, this samsara has been there for so long. Doesn't matter. If you started lighting the lamp today, the darkness will go. Doesn't matter how long it existed. Similarly, it doesn't matter how long you were in ignorance. But now you started lighting the lamp of knowledge within through your study and reflection. Then you will see, even at that time, at that age, after so long, still it can go. There is still hope, but you have to light the lamp. You understand? That's the point. At any time, doesn't matter, better late than never. People say, "Arey, itna late ho gaya, bahut din ho gaya." Doesn't matter. Now you start the process of inquiry. So keep everything conducive for you to sit and do the reflection. Especially, Swamiji asked this question, you make so much plan and all that when you make a house. Have you ever put in efforts to make a room for yourself to study? Or if you cannot afford to make a separate room for yourself to study, at least have you ever made a place for yourself to sit and study? Little area. If you see Swamiji's table, when people come to the ashram, we take them to Swamiji's room. There's a table where he sits on the floor and he, does all his work. You'll see a lot of grooves on the table to keep his pen there, pencil there, eraser there. For each of the things that he will use, there's a groove on the table. So what is teaching us is, keep this as the priority, set everything around. The dining hall, the other rooms, everything, finally for survival, which is needed, no doubt, but all that should complement for you to finally sit and study so that you can get out of the samsara. Once a gentleman invited me for lunch. He used to attend my classes. Invited me for lunch, so I'd gone there. So many other people had come. They were all having little drinks also. So he said, Swamiji, I hope you don't mind. I said, I have no problem. You can get me a glass of juice or something. You guys have, And then he said, separately, one day when he was meeting, oh Swamiji, that day, I had to do all this because of another thing. I said, that's fine. Why are you feeling so guilty about it? I forgot about it completely. No, in spirituality, this thing, that thing, he started. Then I said, listen, and nothing wrong if you had a bar at home. Okay, but where is the library? That was my question. You understand? It's okay, in some corner something was there. It's fine if you can be without it, but for whatever reason, if it has to be there, let it be there. But where is the library? Life in the sense, that inquiry, that is important. Then it cannot affect you. Let's conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Kayena Vaja Manasendriyairva Buddhyatmana va Prakrite Swabhavat Karomi Adhyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayana Yeti Samarpayami.